Kings and Queens, your majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you my sim subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and appreciated. So Burkina Faso reclaims 2 gold mines from British company. Yes, we have been hearing for some time now how Ibrahim Traore been telling the public, exposing to us all how what do you call them, the Arab world have been stealing our gold for centuries, and then Europeans started taking out this gold in the name of, okay, since you don't have techniques or technologies to mine this gold faster and easier, allow us to come and mine them and give you a share. And then at the long run, discovering that this is just stealing out this gold, because when you look at what is given to the country or put it into the purse of the countries that this gold are mined from, you just understand that it's just you carrying your gold and giving to them to go away with it. So there were 2 British gold mines in Burkina Faso. Even after Ibrahim Traore took over the mantle of leadership, this gold mine was still working, because I believe he never wanted to make a decision that at the end he will have to regret it. So he took his time, developed their own, and then decided to tell these ones that were owned or that are owned by British government to bow and leave. See, like I said in the other video where we're talking about the Germans, where German troop asked to go away. When they saw that Ibrahim Traore came in and was kicking out everything about the West, why did they not leave? Why did they not leave? They had to sit back and wait for the time where Ibrahim will use his mouth and say, okay, you now leave my home. Anyway, let's listen to that information and then we take it out from there, Your Majesties.
What Ibrahim Traore has done for Burkina Faso is more than what some of these puppets have done in 40 years of being leaders of certain African countries.
Nationalization of natural resources has always been a muddy area for any nation's economic and political waters. But in a game-changing move, Burkina Faso has done it, nationalizing 2 major gold mines that were the subject of a long legal dispute between a British company and a US-registered African firm. The decision gives the government of Burkina Faso control over valuable mining assets, but it also puts a target on the back of the government. Burkina Faso already struggles to obtain military equipment from countries that mine minerals in the West African nation, and now it's on track to being isolated and scrutinized only because it has decided to stand up for itself and take charge of its sovereignty.
Certain powers have refused to sell us equipment, have blocked the equipment we have bought from certain countries because they have licenses for certain components, and its power exploits minerals in Burkina Faso. I say this loud and clear and solemnly. This will stop. We're going to withdraw the mining licenses. You cannot exploit our resources. We will not accept your refusal to sell us equipment or to block our equipment. We're going to get our licenses back and we're going to exploit them ourselves.
You may be asking yourself, who is Endeavour Mining? Well, Endeavour Mining is one of the world's leading gold producers and the largest in West Africa. It is a UK-based company that has mine assets in Ivory Coast, Senegal and Mali, valued at billions of dollars. In the highly prospective Birimian greenstone belt across West Africa, natural resource wealth is going straight into the pockets of the British and other Western economies because of this mining. But that aside, reports also tells us that Endeavour has not only been exploiting Burkina Faso, but also Senegal, where it keeps 90% of the profits from its Senegalese operations. There's also a pollution scandal surrounding the company. Last month, the contaminated water from its gold mine in Ivory Coast leaked into a river, causing harm and poisoning 185 people, which it has denied.
Endeavour Mining categorically rejects the allegations of massive pollution of the Cavalli River and endangerment of local populations. The findings made by the authorities have not revealed any critical pollution situation threatening the lives of the populations.
The ongoing exploitative relationship between countries in the global majority and their former colonizers continues to erode the foundations of their liberty. And Burkina Faso says that this doesn't need to go on. In fact, it doesn't need such partners, especially when there are others.
We have partners who've agreed to sell us equipment and who have even offered to be able to deliver strategic equipment to us and for us to be able to pay in time. We thank them for these gestures. And again, we say thank you to the people who have understood the meaning of the fight that we have to fight.
Old colonial habits die hard. The convenience of the West always seems to take precedence over Africa, but one would be naive to think that the West has a legitimate concern about Africa, its people, or even about their development. However, it seems like African countries have found a reliable partner.
The president explained that the government's decision was dictated by the need to fill the budget and build up the country's gold and currency reserves in the context of the anti-terrorist operation. He also promised to ask experts in the field of mining about the possibility of providing preferences for Russians.
The page of predatory Western powers plundering mineral resources of the Sahel now seems to be turning once and for all. The story of Endeavour mining in Burkina Faso is over. It is a start of many ways that the Sahel is taking back what it once lost and rightfully owns.
All right, Majesties, we have heard that. When I tell you that, oh my goodness, I love Ibrahim. I just like the fire in him and how he had to get things done without... He do not fear at all. Now, the problem with the West is that because some people might be up until this time be thinking that why should Africa kick out or why should Ibrahim Traore kick out these mining companies that are mining Burkina Faso do not have the equipment that these people have. But you heard what he said. These people think that they have some power because of the license they own. Spoiled children that think that everything can just come to them. They just order and it happens because they think they have a level of power and authority over these African countries. And that is it. They don't play fair. Now, when we were talking about the Sahel situations earlier last year, okay, we talked about the reason why the Sahelians feel like they need to kick out Europe and America. They don't play fair. So you have to mark that word. They are not fair. And they're, what do you call it? They misuse their power and they are cunning. They are very cunning. Now they tell you A, and when you put all your heart into that A and you're walking towards the A, their answer is B. So do not get it twisted. Their answer from the beginning was B, but they need to manipulate you into believing that it is A. They are not fair. And so if Africa, if Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger see other sovereign nations who play fair, of course, I don't see anything wrong with them welcoming these people. These were my statements when the Sahel region started pulling out from the West and delving towards Russia and China. In as much as there is need to play with caution, you are sure that these people can give you what both of you agreed on. But the West are always, there is always a situation of we agreed on half, and then at the end, you give me quarter of the and take more than half of it. And then you tell me you are doing it because you have the power. There is this, you are too full of yourself. That is the word. That is the word. They are too full of themselves and they feel that without them, nothing can work out again. They do not have any option. There's no way for salvation for them. We are their salvation. So we can say anything we want to say to them. We can do anything we want to do to them. This is how the West look at Africa. And so the moment Africa discovered that there are other sovereign nations who can play fair, who can say something and keep to their word, they diverted to that part. Who would not want what is best for their nation, especially the Sahel leaders? Okay? And going towards the angle of China and Russia. See, I tell you, with the fire that is in these Sahel leaders, If Russia and China decide to play like the Europeans, they're going to kick them out. This is what I say today. Just write down these dates. If Russia tomorrow decide to go back on their promise like Europe and America does, they will kick them out. It's gonna be difficult, just like it is difficult now with Europe and America. But they are not in for this. Yes, we have the minerals. We are going to give you some percentage, and then you give us equipment. You give us this. You give us that. Take this and give me that. Like a trade by barter. Take this and give me that. Equivalent. Let it be, according to the decisions we have made. Not like, I'm the one, I'm your savior. Give me 100 of it and take 10. You have to even thank your gods that we are pitying you. That 10 we give you is even too much for you. They are killing you and they are telling you to give them thanks. This is how Europe and America operates. This is how France operates. Now look at the recent happenings. There is supposed to be a convention in China for the 4th of this month, and Ibrahim Traore turned down that invitation. Yes. And I'm like, I just needed to talk about. You see, there are some things I don't talk about, but now I just want to start keeping documentations of these things. Okay? He said he's not going. Why? Because there was an uproar in his country. There was a situation, and he felt like instead of me going away, that might be like, okay, I'm just easing myself from the lot of troubles in my home. It's better I sit with the trouble, I face the trouble, and I look for solution for this trouble. Ibrahim turned down the invitation, and guess what? Guess what? All the old leaders in Africa that these young ones in the Sahel should learn from, all of them went to China. The president of Nigeria was in China when his people are shouting for the fuel prices that they are doubling. This is what we are saying. So China also can go to hell. Russia can go to hell. When it comes to the soul development, the peace and prosperity of my nation, all these nations can go to hell. This is the leaders we are talking about that we say we want in Africa. This is the kind of patriotism we want in leaders that are elected. Leaders are not afraid to turn down world powers for the sake of their people. How much is he getting even? Your Majesties, how much is Ibrahim Traore getting? It would have been so easy for him to live like his predecessors, selling the country to Europe and America and making lots of money. But he decided to say no. Patriotism, you don't care about your life. You can go in and give up your life for your people to be saved. This is what we talk about, Your Majesties. So, if we have leaders who could develop into this man, Ibrahim Traore, this savior, Ibrahim Traore, Africa will be a good place. But I don't know, maybe it's just wishful thinking. I don't know. Because you look at what is going on. Look at what is happening in the continent. Countries that has a stable economy to some point. Some countries that are doing well to some point are having leaders that I don't know what to call it. I don't know. Are we going to be free from this thing? Are we going to be free? Are we going to, as the continent, are we going to live in, I don't know. But leave your thought there at the section, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. Always Your Majesties. Bye for now.